Hi guys, I'm here today to do my BookCon book haul. This is going to be a long video, and I don't mind my voice. I got a little bit of laryngitis from talking all weekend. So this will be my big book haul. These are all the books I got for free at BookCon, and then my last video in this series will be talking about BookCon, and I will have posts that correspond to all these videos on my blog. So the first bunch of books I'm going to do are all finished copies that I got at BookCon. The first one we got was Queen of Blood by Sarah Beth Durst, and this was actually signed by her. I was a VIP at BookCon, and the way that the VIP lounge worked is you got a bag full of books, which I'll talk about in a bit, but there was also two author signings, and one of them was Sarah Beth Durst, and you got her book for free. She was very, very nice, and she stayed down there for a really long time. So thank you, Sarah Beth Durst. And I actually saw this book at Comic-Con and was so tempted to buy it, but I did not buy it. And this is about a fantasy series that deals with elemental magic. So, and it is technically an adult series as well, but I'm really excited to read this, and it is a mass market paperback, so I can easily take it with me. And then the next author that I saw and got the book signed was by Michael Knope, and he was giving out the first two books in his New Earth Mythology series, The Invasion of Heaven and Leaves of Fire. He was really, really cool, so I hope to read these books soon as well. Um, and then I was wandering around there, and I knew that Brandon Mull was signing Dragonwatch later in the day, but I had a book signing. So I wound up picking up Fablehaven Book of Imagination by Brandon Mull, and it's basically like a record journal, but for kids, and I thought that was so cute. I really just wanted his autograph, and maybe I will give it to my nephew in a couple of years. But it's just cute. It has, like, these are what the pages look like. So I just thought that was really fun. I really just wanted his autograph as well to go with my collection of books. And in that bag of books we got from BookCon, we got Horse Dancer by Jojo Moyes. I haven't read anything by her yet, but I'm really excited to read this. And this is about a girl who wounds up, I think her grandfather wants her to be a horse dancer, but her grandfather gets really sick, and she has to find her passion for horses and maybe a new boy. So I'm really excited to read this and hope to read that this summer. Another book I picked out was Just Like Lying on a Table, and it's a Regency romance, How to Marry a Royal Highlander. It's by Vanessa Kelly, and this is part of the Renegade Royal series. I don't read a lot of romance, but it looks like a really, really quick read, and I do like court stories, so maybe I will like this and give it a shot. And the next book I picked up was if you waited on the Harlequin line at the end of the day, you got to pick one book off their shelves. And this is another romance, but it's called Special Agent Classified Canine Unit. It's really tall, short. It's like 212 pages. So I'll definitely read this, and then I'll pass it on to a friend of mine who didn't get to go to BookCon, so maybe she'll like that as well. And then ironically, the girl I was spending the entire weekend with, Marissa, if you're watching this, hi. Her aunt is a published author through Entangled Teen, and she told me that her aunt's book was in the booth, and I went over there and I begged them if I could buy it, but they just gave it to me for free. So Proof of Life is by Diana Rodriguez Walsh, which is Marissa's aunt, and it sounds like a psychological mystery or like a creepy mystery. So I really hope to read this over the summer because I love reading mysteries over the summer. But yeah, isn't that cover pretty? And then another one of the books that I got in my bag was We Were the Lucky Ones, which is a historical fiction book by Georgia Hunted. And yeah, it seems to be this is not normally my typical genre, but I definitely want to give it a shot and read it and see what it's all about. And then the last book we got was from First in Line, and if you're like a subscriber to First in Line, you got a bag full of goodies, and in the bag of goodies you got a box, and in the box one of the books was The Golden Compass, and the other book was one of their highly anticipated arcs, and The Golden Compass is going to be turned into a TV show this fall, and they wanted to get the hype out about it. I might actually give this to a friend because I actually already have read The Golden Compass. I have like the anthology, but I might keep it. So we'll see. I do like the cover though. So those are all the books that I got like that were finished copies. The next, let's get to the good stuff, are the art. I overall had a really good time at BookCon. I got a lot of the arcs that I wanted. The only arc I really missed was Wonder Woman Warbringer, because the line was a disaster, and I'll talk a little bit that in my Comic-Con wrap-up video. But these are some of the arcs that I got from Penguin. Was able to get the arc of E. Lockhart's Genuine Fraud, and she was able to sign it for me as well. And this comes out in September, and it's another creepy mystery, kind of like We Were Liars. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to read this when it comes out in September. And then another arc that I got, this is from the Disney Hyperion. It's Suspect Red by L.M. Eliot, and it comes out in September as well. And this is a book about 1953, about a boy whose family is like McCarthy sympathizers, but it's written really cool. There's like pictures, and it's kind of like a little bit like Illuminae. And it's definitely historical fiction, but it's told from a young boy's point of view. So I'm really excited to read this and see what it is all about, and it comes out in September. And then a couple of these books I went through, like when you first enter the showroom floor, if you go to Harlequin, you could get on the line. It's called Feed the Reader, and there was 4 authors signing at the same exact time. And this is one of the books I really wanted. If There's No Tomorrow by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and it's in one of her contemporary novels. And this is a book about a girl named Lena, and something disastrous happens with her and her friend Sebastian. She needs to find a way to move on, and that's what the book's about. And I was really excited to get this one. And I will definitely be reading that soon. And then the next book I got from that Waiting on That Line was All Rights Reserved by Gregory Scott Casole, and this comes out the end of August. And this is about a society where every movement, every sound you make, every word you make, you are charged. And you can very easily go into depth. But what happens when someone refuses to talk? How will that impact society? I've never heard of this book before, but it sounds so awesome and so intriguing. So I will definitely be reading this soon. And then another highly anticipated YA novel that's coming out next month is Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody. And this is a book about illusionists and a traveling circus. And she also signed it. So I'm definitely going to read this soon as well. And along with that signing line from Harlequin, we also got Red Dirt by Anna Gisara. Sometimes you have to make your own justice. And this is about a girl who has to take care of her family, but also she has to keep her family together. But also a new boy kind of is shaking up her life. And she unfortunately thinks that law enforcement does not care about her and her family's problems. So sometimes she may have to find her own justice. And this book comes out at the end of August. And then one I didn't even think they would have this at Hyperion. Disney Hyperion was Miles Morales by Jason Reynolds. This is a Spider-Man novel, and it comes out the beginning of August. And this is Peter Parker, but this is Miles Morales, and I'm really excited to read this. It sounds so good. And this will definitely be on my TBR sooner rather than later. And then the second day that we were sitting in the convention hall, there was a table for Sweeney Roots outside, and if you roll the dice and you got to pick one of the books. And I got The Big F by Maggie Ann Martin. It's about this girl named Danielle who only decides to apply to one college, and she does not get in. So it kind of sets her world in a small tailspin, and she needs to find her way through her first year of college in a college she didn't plan to go to. So I know my friend is really excited to read this, and he wants me to read it quickly so he could borrow it. So Justin, I will get on that. But yeah, so this sounds really interesting, and I love swoon-worthy romances, especially in the summer. The next arc that I got, actually I got 2 of these because I got one in my bag from being a VIP and one in the morning. It's The Walking Land by Callie Bates, and this comes out the end of September, and it's about this girl who Lainey is devoted to the king who raised her like a daughter, but when the king suddenly dies, she is the most likely suspect, and she has to escape the thing to survive. And when she comes back, what implications will it cause? This cover is gorgeous, so I hope to read this soon. Sounds like a perfect fantasy read. And then the next book I got was Strange Practice by Vivian Shaw. And this book comes out the end of July. And the back says, Dr. Hessling is a first-race physician descended from a talented family of practitioners of supernatural medicine, and has decades of experience with undead patients and their unique physiologies. If anyone can help you with your unnatural afflictions, it is Dr. Hessling. Murder and mayhem are not Dr. Hessling's specialty, but when a sect of homicidal monks come against her Hippocratic oath, she be damned if she lets them destroy her medical practice and her life. That sounds super interesting and it sounds really creepy. I'll probably wind up reading this closer to like Halloween. Um, and then the next book, I don't have the first book in the series, but Marissa's mom had it, and Marissa told me that I could have it. So thank you, Marissa. Is The Shadows House Fall, which is the sequel to Shadow Shaper, and I'm definitely gonna read the first book soon, so I can read the sequel. And this comes out September 12th. And then the next book is one of my highly anticipating books for 2017. It is the sequel to Three Dark Crowns, One Dark Throne, which I think this is just a duology. But the way I got this is if you went to Epic Reads and told them which queen you support, you got the arc. And I got it. I said I support Queen Catherine, so hopefully I'll get to read this soon because the end of Three Dark Crowns was kind of a game changer. And then the next book I got was from my friend Justin. He didn't want it. It's Water in May by Esme Williams. It's about a girl who finds out she's pregnant, and the baby she's pregnant with has a very, very bad congenital heart defect, and she has to decide what she's gonna do. And the surgery that experiences is the crux of this novel. And this comes out in September as well, and I hope to read this soon. I really like contemporary, so hopefully I'll get to read it. And the next book was from Abrams, and it's called Oda and True. Not All Monsters Have Fang and Claws, and this comes out in September 2007. And it's looked like a paranormal mystery historical fiction novels, and it's about twins or sisters, I think. So I'm excited to read this as well. And these are a couple of more arcs that I scored from Bakan. The first one was Even Gods Can Be Slain, and this I think I'm just gonna read you guys the back of it. A poison spreads across an ancient land. Two women are the last hope for survival. Meet Belsenius, an infamous Korean warrior, and Oh Shizun's a divine empress in waiting. The world hangs in balance. And I think that this is a sequel, and the first book is The Tiger's Daughter. So I will. Oh yeah, The Tiger's Daughter. So Even Gods Can Be Slain. So the title of the book is The Tiger's Daughter. And Even Gods Can Be Slain is, I guess, the subtitle of the book. But this comes out in October 2017. And then this was really exciting. My friend actually gave this book to me. I am not a big like comic book person or manga person. I'm just not. But I really like love the stories. Like I love superheroes and stuff. So that's why I'm always so excited when novelizations happen. So they actually have novelized Lumberjanes. I started reading this on the train ride home, and I like was so intrigued by it. So I hope to read it soon. It's really really cute and has pictures. So and this comes out in October 2017. And then the next one is Epic Reads does this at every con I've ever been to with them. They give you like 4 choices and you get to pick your book. So one of the times I picked Top 10 by Kate Katugo. Um, and this is about two best friends who are on the brink of ending their friendship when they recount their entire relationship and realize they might be meant for something more. And this also comes out in October, but I'm definitely going to read it sooner. Because I love contemporaries in the summer. And then this is a partial arc of There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. This comes out in September 2017. And I have the first 140 pages of it. My friend has like the actual arc, so I might read this and then just pester him to borrow it. But again, I'll just buy it in September either way. So, and then the next book was actually just like I was walking by a table where Brendan Mull was signing, and they were giving away some of their books. They didn't have like the first in any series, but they had the fourth. So I think this cover looked really pretty. So it's The Janitors, The Strike of the Sweepers. I love middle grade series, and these are sometimes you could just read them like independently. You don't have to read them in order. So I'll probably read this one day and just see what it's about. And this is actually a funny story. I was walking down the aisle and I saw a girl pull this book out of her bag and was looking at it. I was like, oh my god, where did you get that from? And she says, you can have it. But it's Jeff and Weimer, Little Bigfoot, Big City. And this is the sequel to, this is the second book in the series, the Littlest Bigfoot novel. And this actually comes out in October. So I hope to actually read the first one and then read the second one and give you guys a more detailed review. And then Disney Hyperion has made my day. They have come out with they had an arc for the sequel to Amateurs Follow Me by Sarah Shepard. This comes out in November. I am so excited to read this. I just have to finish reading The Amateurs, but this will give me a place to start and then read the sequel.